Oh yeah, unreal. I was just talking about this shit just now in my last review. My last review. I mean, yeah, my last critique of you know, Malignant. And I see this shit be announced all over on Twitter. They just announced this. That Amazon and yeah, first of all, Amazon is doing a reboot of I Know What You Did Last Summer. I do know if y'all, from my other, from my like, 90s babies or or 2000s babies, because they had two other movies as you already know, and the third one was in 2006, so I guess like probably like some people saw that one. I didn't see the trash, and I was like, yeah, I mean I never saw I Know What You Did Last Summer, but it still pertains to the fact that I was just talking about this shit. Just like whoever is a a big movie or a big film geek who loves cinema, is sick of this, or of just what Holly Unoriginal does, and that they do this just because they know people is still gonna go to, like I said in my last what I just made case, because they know still people gonna still go to. I literally just saw somebody says, "Oh, it's gonna be horrible, but I'll still be seated." The fuck. So you'll complain after. So you'll complain after. You know the movie's gonna be shit, but you'll complain during and after, and still complain after and after. Never fails. Never fucking fails, man. That's why I'm so sick of people just saying, just say they're complaining and complaining and complaining about Holly Unoriginal and what they do. Cause they still know y'all fucktards is still gonna go to the movies and watch this garbage shit. That's why they still do it. It's still good business. It's a business move. It's called marketing. It's called salesman 101. You give rats rotten cheese. Guess what? They still gonna eat that shit because it's still food at the end of the day. They don't care. They're stupid. But yeah, the, what I was just talking about, and what I was just talking about in the Matrix. They wait. What I was just talking about in the Matrix discussion when I was getting this channel started up. That's what I was just saying. They wait and for a matter of years, a decade, or they just because the last I Know What You Did Last Summer came out in 2006, and I don't know when the Bodyguard came out. Basically, I guess 97, yeah, or in the 90s, and it hasn't been touched. That's not really a franchise, but they'll still reboot it because like they haven't touched it. Like I said, if they haven't touched the concept, or a supposed classic, or a franchise in a matter of time, sometime like a decade or 5 years, they'll go back to it when they're done ruining the other one, getting enough money that they need out of it, because they still know that idiotic morons is still gonna go to these theaters and still watch it, pay for it, and complain after. Say that's like somebody purchasing a hot dog and see that the hot dog is damn near burnt, crisp, crisp and all, black tar, and they still eat it. They complain after, and they complaining as they're eating it. Like fucking unreal. Like this is why I'm just like I said, I'm just sick of Holly Unoriginal, and they just unoriginal bullshit concepts, man. They just like keep fodding up the fodder of classics and trash that they'll still remake, and remake because they know still people are still gonna go to movies and watch it. They can because they know they can do it. That's what that's what their whole big MO is. They know that that's what they know. Still, people are going to go to the movies. Like I said, I'm just tired of it. It's tired, man. It's making me sick. That's the same thing with everything. That's why I just watch. That's why I just now I get like old heads or old heads or elders when they say like I miss I miss being a kid growing up in my times. All that they saying they sick of the whatever generation that that the new generation is going through or just ruining the concept. Like ruining music and or films, video games. I get it. I get why. And it's just that motherfuckers is just becoming more unoriginal and just like lack of creativity. Like people don't want to work. It's probably still old directors that still remake it, that still remake their old work or stuff or stuff like that. But it's the fact that that's still it's these new directors too, because it's like new age directors too, and they'll take a project, an old project, because they'll get clout, they'll get notarized because they think it's an easy buck. And it's supposed horror the best I guess it's supposed horror best horror filmmakers that they projected what they project that basically these big review sites project them as when they say they get back to their old forms. And, whoever like just directors you probably possibly never even heard of, or just like fuck what, I never heard of this. Like what they call him, what, they back to form, back in his old form, like James Wan. Like never knew who the dude was until like Maleficent, and people saying like he's back to form and is one of his best works. I guess because he had some. I don't know if he was director or he had some work in The Conjuring. It's just like, how is this best work? This shit is trash. It's the same shit we've been getting for over 30 years ago, and still people still liking this shit, and still it's trash, enjoyable, but I still enjoyed it, even though that they said that it's just trash. You shouldn't go see it, but hey, I enjoyed it. Hey, maybe you want to give it a like. They still advertising this shit in plain sight and silent, because they know that, because they as obvious they get that ad revenue, and they still being paid by YouTube, and they have sponsors, and they want to cater to their audience. Like shit just makes me sick, and I'll never. And I don't give a fuck. Like I'll stay. I'm staying true to my roots, and I want to and giving the straight up real deal to just everybody, and not just just being a straight up punk and just selling out just because it's money. But that's mostly who I mean, like I said, money doesn't excite me, or money isn't the root of my happiness. Like I said in my first docu series, or in my other discussion. Like I'm not ruled by money. Money. I mean, it's a resourceful tactic. It's a resource as needed, because of the society we in, forced to be in. But you know, as far as the shit coming down to emotions, like money having to do with emotions, no, it doesn't. It just makes shit worse. It makes you feel even more alone. And that's why I recorded the shit. I'm not wasting battery power, even though I'm still wasting battery power. I was gonna waste, take up my storage on my computer, and waste battery power on this shit. Like it's just cause like it doesn't. It's not worth it. And people are still gonna make reviews of reactions to those, the two I'm talking about, Bodyguard and I Know What You Did Last Summer. They still gonna make reviews to it. Well, like movies like Venom. I know I like movies like Venom, like Let There Be Carnage. Like they're still gonna make reactions or whatever, reviews to it. They'll like trash it here and there a little bit, but they'll still like basically like say to you like, hey, still check out this movie. Buy it, because they cater to, they'll still, because in another way they'll still cater to their audience, but hey, still get this movie because I need money and I get paid by YouTube or whatever. Fake ass shit. Like it's like it all ties down. Like I said, it all ties down to where we at with today. Like, because people just being fucking fake and just in sin, just greed, followed by greed, and gluttony, lust, or whatever. It's just like it just makes me sick. I have flaws too, but at the same time, but it's just most people being just clouded. That's because most people just they don't have they weak, and they let their sins take over them. I still have my flaws and my sins going on, like my recurrent sins, like lust and like sloth, and but I don't use that to my advantage, or I don't take advantage of that. But people will tell you that they won't take advantage, yet they do anyway. But and this is what Holly Unoriginal does, man. This is what they do. Two reboots, remakes, whatever the fuck you want to call them, because they're still remakes and reboots, whatever you try to like spin on it. Just Holly Unoriginal, just remaking movies, just remaking movies that we never asked for. The two movies that were released decades ago that we never asked for. Didn't even give a thought. Wasn't even thinking about. But like I said, it's for a purpose, and it's a purpose to make money. But yeah, I guess I ran it on. I snapped and ran on long enough, and you know, like I said, my socials are in the bio, and in the about or wherever, if you want to check those out too. Like, sub, and whatever. So I can keep giving you the real, and just supporting us in this community that common sense that I'm creating. You know, just to stir away from the bullshit, that just so we won't waste any time and money. Cause that's the whole purpose of this channel, so you won't waste time and money. But yeah, socials in the bio. Like, sub, and I guess I'll see y'all in whenever I make a new video.